Hello, today I am going to give presentation on performance management system. I will clarify the whole concepts about PMS. So what is performance management system? Performance management system is nothing but performance measurement system. The first question that comes to our mind is, do we measure that deserves to be measured? Not that business, not that performance is not measured. Performance is measured, but the vital measures sometimes are escaped. So the PMS starts with the measurement of the vital measures, the most important measures, and that is the first question. Second question is, do we put a meter to our people, a performance meter? When we talk about performance meter, the question comes, sooner employee comes on the board of the company, that performance meter should start ticking. And as we talk about the performance meter, another important question is that has this meter been calibrated? Does this meter give the accurate reading? And all these questions are vital while establishing the performance management system. So let us proceed further. There are a whole lot of misconceptions about PMS. Very often, performance appraisal is dismissed as PMS. Nevertheless, performance appraisal is a small part of performance management system. Performance management system is far more comprehensive, far more wider. Performance appraisal is measurement of the performance for a specific performance cycle. This performance cycle can be quarterly, it can be half yearly, it can be annual. But measurement is the activity, and that is the performance appraisal does it. Secondly, again there is a misconception as far as PMS is concerned. It is only used for salary hike. It is considered as a salary hike. No, PMS has got far more wider implications. It cannot be restricted only for the salary hike. Third misconception is, occasionally business professional or even HR professionals say that they have certain software and software should suffice the purpose. No, software only facilitates the easiness of the measurement. Finally, it boils down what we measure, and compilation of the measure, compilation of the score becomes easy with certain software. But software cannot replace the measurement activity itself. Next misconception is on phrases like or concepts of KPI, KRA, job description, and so on. KPIs are key performance indicators. These are the universal measures of performance. Universal measures of performance with respect to specific industry, with respect to specific function. And when we add SMART principle to this KPI, it becomes KRA. SMART stands for whatever the KRA we design, it should be specific, it should be measurable, it should be attainable, it should be realistic, and it should be time bound. So KRA is equal to KPI plus SMART. Then what is job description? Job description is not PMS. Job description is list of the duties. In job description, the factors included like something like a skills. What kind of skills are required? What kind of competencies required to execute specific machine work? What kind of software knowledge is required? Whether the job requires lifting of weights, whether it requires field duties, whether it requires night duties, and so on. So these are the misconceptions about the performance appraisal or associated concepts. So how to establish PMS? The first step starts deciding measures of performance. Rather than deciding, it would be appropriate to say designing the measures of performance. We must design performance measure based on quality, quantity, customer satisfaction, cost, accuracy, capacity utilization, safety measures, and so on. These are the drivers of measures of performance. We must study system and process of every single department, identify what is their input and what is their output, and based on this we must design all the measures of performance. After designing the measures of performance, the second step is calculation of the employee performance. We have identified the measures of performance. We must accurately calculate the individual performance. Because if the individual performance is wrong, our all other further calculations go wrong. So what is the third step then? We have identified the measures of performance, we have designed, we have calculated the individual employee performance also. Thereafter, we must calculate the average performance of the employee in the particular company. A company may have say 50 employees, 500 employees, 5,000 employees, 50,000 employees. What is the average performance on a scale of 100? PMS start with this measurement of the average performance. How it works, let me explain it further. Now, this is what I told you. We need to measure on a scale of 100, 0 is lowest and 100 is highest. This is the scale of 100, and ideally every employee must give performance up to a mark of 100, but this is an idealistic situation. It is very, very difficult to get all the employees who give 100% performance. So as a high media, let us assume that even if employees give performance up to the level of 85 on a scale of 100, if they attain a level of 85, that suffices our purpose. But do we get even that also? Ideally we should get 100. No, we have come down to 85, but that also does not happen. So let me give one hypothetical case study. A particular X company, they had suppose X number of employees, Y number of employees, and they calculated individual performance and they compiled the average performance. No, average is coming up to 70%. So what does this mean? It means a gap of 15 points from 70 to 85. So what are the implications of the gap? Implications of the gap are manifold. The first and foremost, it is a challenge to the leadership. Challenge to the leadership in the form of how to bridge this gap. Challenge to the leadership is measuring the cost of underperformance. Because we are paying salary to the employees, whereas we are not getting the desired level of performance. So that is the cost of underperformance. And implications of underperformance are customer dissatisfaction. Implications of the underperformance are excess consumption of resources. And because of erosion of profitability. Because of the erosion of profitability, there is less growth. Because of the less growth, there is less expansion. And because of the less expansion, there are fewer avenues for the employee growth. Employees start quitting the company, and as employees start quitting the company, again it brings the additional cost. Possibly because of the underperformance, it can create implications on the organization culture also. Possibly the culture could get initiated. Again, it will lead to the underperformance or the reduce employee morale or motivation itself, and these are the implications. Above all, challenge to the leadership is, if employees are quitting, if customers are dissatisfied, that is another thing. What does this mean? These are the star employees, those who are above 85 plus, those whose score is 85 plus. There is a cost of attrition, but who are those living who come in this bracket? It's a huge loss to the company. And performance management system just does not stop at measuring the individual performance and average performance, but challenge to the leadership is retention of these star employees. What is the HR strategy to retain these star employees? Because exit of one single individual who is a star employee is a huge loss to the company. Now, how to bridge this gap? Gap can be bridged through proper recruitment. Recruitment is a starting point for managing the performance. If it is a KRA based recruitment, obviously it helps in bridging the gap. Second thing is the right employee training. It should be a KRA based training, because many times when employees enter into the training hall, they are not necessarily aware why they are entering into the training hall. Whereas if it is a KRA based training, what needs to be increased or decreased in a defined span. If it is well defined, a goal statement is made, it becomes easy for employee to understand and measure the effectiveness of the training also. How it happens, let me give example. Suppose if the training is on customer satisfaction, we can say this training is conducted to increase customer satisfaction index from so and so to so and so. This is a KRA based training. Second example, as far as purchase department is concerned, inventory carrying cost of raw material is so and so. This training is conducted or procurement professionals are trained in order to reduce this cost by so and so percent. It may be 1%, 2%, and this is how a KRA based training is conducted. It helps HR professional or training professional in measuring the effectiveness as well. The third means of bridging the gap is conducting employee engagement activities. All those employee engagement activities, all those employee measures should reduce this gap. And next step is conducting various surveys in organizational surveys to reduce this gap. So what is performance management system? Let me summarize. Performance management system is identifying the scale on 100, measuring individual performance on a accurate basis on various performance measures, identifying the average performance, identifying the gap, and addressing the efforts in order to reduce this gap. That is the performance management system is. I provide consulting services to establish comprehensive performance management in the company. I will help you in deciding where you stand. What is the average performance level? I go to every single department, I study the system and process, and I help in the understanding what is the average performance level is. If you wish, feel free to contact me. Thank you very much.